Welcome people to another video. I know I've been a little MIA and I feel like I've sent this in the last couple of these Operation 2022 videos, but it's just been kind of challenging thinking of stuff to film when a lot of the day-to-day is really much the same across not only my training, nutrition, stuff like that, but my life day-to-day. A lot of it is very repetitive, especially with the state of the world right now. There's just not a whole lot going on, but I am nearing the end of this off-season phase, so I figure we better kind of get a handle on this whole YouTube thing now as we enter the mini cut for the wedding in the end of the summer, and then after that beginning to make those transitions to contest prep at the end of this year. So right now I'm not going to do a full update, I guess, in this video. I'll do it in the next one because I have I think after this week just 2 more weeks left of this off-season phase, so I'll do an update maybe at the end of those 2 weeks or near the end of next week. But just with everything right now, I'm sitting around 195 to 196 pounds. So I'm kind of just bouncing in between those two numbers pretty consistently, which is the top end of not only this off-season phase, but this is the highest I've ever weighed consistently. Visually, things are still pretty good. I wouldn't say I'm anywhere near too far gone, sloppy. I still look like I lift. I still have shape and the appearance of someone who works out on a regular basis. So there's a fine line between off-season weight where you still look decent and then where you start to just look too soft and sloppy, which for me, I think probably once I get north of 200 pounds, that look would start to creep in, which is probably a good thing we're staying at this weight right now and not getting to that point. So with regards to everything else, training is going really well. I've hit a lot of really good numbers. I did a 600-pound deadlift, which for you guys following me on Instagram, you'll have seen this stuff already, but I got 600 pounds off the floor for a nice single, which is a lifetime all-time PR, which is amazing. And just a couple of days ago, I squatted 275 for 2, which again, not only a total poundage PR, but for 2 reps, which is great. And I'm entertaining the idea of going for that 500 this weekend, and hitting that before the mini cut starts and I start to get into a bit of a deficit. I figure why not chase that 500 now while we're still in a good surplus and stuff like that. So today I'm just gonna walk you through this pull workout. There's been a few little changes with some movements probably since I last did one of these. So I figure, hey, we'll just walk through it because this has been a lot of the contributing factor. These movements, these exercises have been a big contributing factor to the changes that I've seen. I'll put a photo up right here. And on the left side, you can see where, I believe this is where I ended my prep. So I guess where the off season would have started, kind of in the mid 160s. And then on the right side, that photo was just from 3-4 days ago after a workout. And it's very noticeable. It's very clear in these photos that you can see some very positive changes. I know in, if I remember correctly, the present photo, I have pants on, so you can't see my legs, but for everything in my back, you can see the changes that have occurred. So I figure we'll walk through this workout, kind of how I've transformed my back, and we'll just talk about things. So we're starting with RDLs. I hit that 600-pound deadlift, and now I've swapped it out for an RDL. So we're gonna get warmed up, and then we'll get the big movement underway. All right, so this is the last warm-up set for the RDL. So basically just starting with 1 plate, hitting 4 or 5 reps, and then just working up 1 plate every set, making sure not to fatigue really at all. So I'm just gonna hit 1 rep here, and then we'll jump into the working weight for the 1 set that we do. Okay, so we did the RDL, 1 set, 465, I think 6. My fucking hands always slip. I don't know what the solution is to that, but just like as you go up and down, your hands, like my hands start to like open. But anyways, we got it. So a lot of people go back and forth on whether or not you have to deadlift, whether or not you should deadlift. I mean, whether or not if I didn't deadlift, if my back would look the way it does now, I don't know, maybe, but a lot of good backs out there deadlift. I like to deadlift, it makes me feel good, so I do it. So now we're gonna move over to back work, like direct back work. So we're gonna start with pullovers, just a lat activator, warm up, isolation. We're gonna do 3 sets, and then we'll move on to more direct, like pull downs and rows and stuff. So we're gonna start with rope pullovers, like I said. This movement in particular really challenges the lat when you get it in that shortened position. So not out here where it's lengthened, but as you drive down and back, you really challenge the lat in that flexed, shortened position. So part of the reason we're starting with that first is our lats are fresh, so it's a little bit easier to get more out of this movement. You'll see, well maybe not, but I've got the gym pin down the bottom there to get a little bit more weight on. This cable stack is 15-pound increments, so jumping from, you know, say 100 pounds to 115, it's a big jump, so we've got the pin on just to add 5 pounds. Okay, now that our lats are nice and warmed up, we're gonna move into our first kind of main pull down movement. So we're gonna do 2 sets, 1 heavy top set, somewhere around like 8 to 12 reps. And then we'll lighten the load on the second set for a back off, higher rep range. So we've got 2 different rep ranges to work in, 2 different fatigue points in between those rep ranges. So first set going down. Next up, we've got our first, I guess, horizontal row. Starting with a neutral cable row. So we're using the D handles. Both arms together, elbows tight to the body. So this is, you know, like a mid-back trap movement. So we're gonna do 3 sets, just to get a little bit more volume in, to really, you know, build up that mid-back. It's an area that I've been focusing on this off season. I think movements like this have really paid off, just really driving that elbow, you know, tight to the body. We've got movements for the lats. Now we're gonna kind of work on roasting that mid back. So let's get to it. Next movement, we're back on the lat. This time we're gonna do a single arm pull down. So we did both hands with a pronated grip. Now we're gonna do a neutral grip, really just driving that elbow down and back, down towards our hip. This is one that Coach Castleman's kind of made famous, so shout out to him because this has been something that has been a staple of mine this off season, and I really do think it's added just that little bit, like right down there, just that little bit more on the lat. All right, so the last, well, there are 3 movements left, but the next 2 are for rear delts, upper back. So we're gonna do a rear delt row. So when you pull, arms are gonna basically be 90 degrees, and you're really engaging that rear delt, driving back. So we're gonna do 3 sets here, and then we're gonna go to a chest-supported rear delt fly for 3 sets as well. So rear delts is typically a muscle group that's underdeveloped on a lot of people, myself included. So I've been doing quite a bit of volume, like 6 sets in this workout, for example. So let's hop in. Setup on this is interesting to say the least. Obviously, if you've got a machine that does this for you, that's perfect, but for me, I gotta get set like so. Okay, last thing we're doing, call it a burnout, whatever you want to refer to it as, but basically just the final thing to kind of really blow the lats out. So we're going to do what's called a rack chin, so it's basically a pull-up where your feet are elevated, just a different way of doing the movement. So we're going to just go to 3 failure points. So we're going to do first set, take it to failure, rest maybe 15-20 seconds, go again, rest again, and hit it a 3rd time. So 3 failure points, and we're done. All right, guys, so there you go. Kind of a breakdown of what the current pull setup looks like. So training split wise, not much has changed. I know I was doing like arm days for a little bit, but we had to move things around just with kind of making sure the rest of the physique was getting the attention it needed. So right now, and probably for the last few months anyways, I've been doing pull. So today's Tuesday, so pull. Then we do the first leg session tomorrow. Then we rest, and then we do then we do back and shoulders on Friday. Then we do chest and arms on Saturday, and then the second leg session on Sunday, resting on Monday. So we rest after every leg session, which for me is definitely important. Just with the strength levels I'm at right now and what I'm doing, I need those post-leg day rest days. And then I was doing chest with this session, but it was so much to try to get through in one session, and then having that arm day on its own. So because I don't do a whole lot of chest volume, because my chest is, compared to other areas, a strong point. So what I was doing and what I've been doing is chest with arms. So I'll do my chest work, which is only 3 movements. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, maybe like 25-30 minutes. And then I do the arm sessions like after that. So, and what I've been doing is one thing that Cliff Wilson, my coach, he's had me do, instead of superset bi and tricep, it's 2 bicep supersets and then 2 tricep supersets, and then the last one I just do a bi and tri. So it's been different, but really good. The pumps have been stupid, and I do feel like just with the attention I've been giving my arms, they definitely come up. So we'll definitely do like a comparison at the end of the off season in a couple weeks here of where I started to where I am now. We'll go through all poses and just kind of analyze things and see what's improved. One thing that's exciting is my calves have actually improved. So there's something to be said about hitting them, regularly and with some sort of intensity instead of just tacking them on at the end of a leg session. Who would have thought, right? But anyways, I gotta get cleaned up because we're heading to work. I still get these done every morning before work. So usually I'm hitting the gym around 8 o'clock and I'm rolling out of here around 9:30, 10. So like I said, we gotta clean up and ready to go. So if you enjoyed the video, let me know. Again, I apologize for not being as on top of these videos as I intended to be, but sometimes life gets a little busier than you anticipate, and stuff like this gets neglected for other things that are a little bit higher on the importance list. But yes, if you did enjoy it, please like the video and subscribe, because more stuff's coming. It's just maybe not as frequent as I intended, but we are doing the Natty News, which if you guys are subscribed, you will have seen. Myself and a friend of mine, James and Dan, we've been doing the Natty News daily, so we've committed to recording those every Thursday night, and myself getting them up every Friday. So at least you have that to look forward to. But like I said, I gotta get ready to work. I've rambled on long enough, so thanks again, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.